You know, there's nothing, really, in the Star Wars universe coffee sip that is scarier than a granny with a gun. Especially not in a game like Galaxy of Heroes, where, unfortunately, sometimes Granny forgets the rules and starts absolutely obliterating everything in sight. It's funny when this kind of ruins one of those very rare and highly rewarding game modes known as error battles. Should we go take a look, ladies and gentlemen? So, as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, right now, the Nightfall error battle is about to complete. I'm on my alt account here because my main account is, Big Daddy Warbucks over there, just absolutely smashing face left and right. So it's already 3 stars and has been since, like, the second marquee. That's right, I'm showing off because I just threw money at a game. And what? Anyway, the alt account. The alt account does not have the same level of investment in those areas. However, because I decided for the alt account I was going to focus heavily on the Order 66 raid, I do now have full relics over here on my Dark Side clones. Now, they're only 7s and 5s, 5s and 7s, and 7s and 5s. It's like I'm pulling marquee packs all of a sudden. But they are able to go through this Nightfall era battle and do some good work until the Relic 5 tier. Because currently, our good beloved Granny, the custodian of the library, as it were, has taken it upon herself to enact swift vengeance upon anybody that dares breach the walls of the wonderful library, and she has decided, in her infinite wisdom, that cooldowns do not matter to her, that dying is a minor inconvenience, and that should you let her whip out that gun, it will be the end of your entire bloodline. So I just want to show this to you now. I do want to preface that CG are fully aware, 100% aware, coffee sip, that this bug is in fact a thing. And you can actually beat this error battle. I don't think we're going to do it this time because the RNG involved is ridiculous. But CG are aware of this bug and they are going to address it in the future. Right now they are not addressing it because, as is everybody's case, happy Thanksgiving everybody in America, they're on holiday, guys. They're on holiday, and people are allowed to take holidays. It's okay for people to have holidays. So they're going to address it when they come back. And when they come back and they fix Granny with a gun, they're going to rerun the Nightfall error. Okay, they've confirmed that on the forums. I could maybe show a post later if I can be bothered. So it's going to run again. You are going to get your rewards. So everybody who's already done the 3 stars, you guys can laugh as you get double the rewards. And those of you that have to struggle like my alt account here, we can cry a little bit. But we'll get over it because, let's face it, we're well-adjusted individuals and we know how to deal with things. So essentially what the issue is that Granny, once she gets out her gun, she can all of a sudden just start throwing her gun at people and blowing people up for massive amounts of damage with zero regard to the cooldowns on the ability and the fact that she's not supposed to survive that event. It's interesting how that works out, isn't it? So you can actually beat it. We'll try and do it now. You really want to try and save your cooldowns, and you do want to try and make sure that you keep your Scorch alive. That's pretty important too. I'm actually going to cut off Killer and Beck's hand again, because, he deserves it. Let's see if we can actually get... Oh, good. We got the assist there. That is very important. That is very important, because now we should be able to stunnerifico the Keller and Beck, if we are so lucky. Go on, let me get that stun going. Just a basic here, and we'll do a basic. There we go. So yeah, you want to try and have as many cooldowns as possible available to you, and that's so clutch that he missed, going into this last wave. All right, so we can finish off Keller and Beck here. Like I said, I don't think we're going to do it this time, but if it doesn't work, I can at least showcase the wonderful news that is this crazy lady over here. So you want to try and do some damage. You want to be able to stun her. You want her to get Order 66. You want all that good business as frequently as possible. Let's see if we can get the call in. Not the call in that we wanted, unfortunately. As soon as this goes down to 0, it is game over. Stun her. No, don't stun her. Cut her arms off. Good. We have cut her arms off successfully. All right, let's go ahead and drop the extra dots on her face. All the good stuff that we can do. She now has 0 cooldowns here. We are officially in danger. If she whips out that gun, it is game over, son. There we go. Here we go, baby. So in order for us to actually beat her, you have to defeat her before she whips out the gun, which is nigh impossible. It's nigh impossible. So I wouldn't. Yay! Boom! There she goes, and she's now got a gun, and she's still alive, and she's just throwing it again and again, and again. And again. Oh, we got a turn. We got a Yeah, the granny's dangerous. The granny is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. She will do all this sort of business. You can defeat her, but like I said, don't worry too much about it because CG are going to rerun this event. You can get really good rewards from this. Like that Relic 5 tier gives you some nice amounts of signal data. You don't get all of this. You get one of these and one of these, basically, and think that. And then on the tier 5, you'll get either the impulse detectors or the aero mags. And then on the final tier, you can get like Omicrons, Gerda keypads, as well as droid brains, is it? Yeah, droid brains. So it's really good, but that requires Relic 9 to actually interact with. So let's just go ahead and see what CG says. I know I alluded to it earlier today, but I want to make sure that you don't believe that I'm, just like straight up lying or some such. So let's go ahead and just show this over here. Hello, Holotable Heroes. The team has made aware of a Jocasta new bug causing issues in the Nightfall event, and I've made a suggestion to rerun the event once it has been addressed. Due to the holiday season, this will not likely be looked at until we're all back in the office. Don't know when that is quite yet, but I can ask them later on. They've already, spoke to them directly about it. They're aware of it. They are going to try and run it again. If possible, that will be absolutely great. But there is one other thing on this, ladies and gentlemen, that we should also be aware of, because bugs often do impact us negatively, but on the plus side, they can also impact us positively, because we have our own Jocasta Nu. So you can actually take advantage of your Jocasta Nu either in territory battles or in the raid. So you can take her into rote. As soon as she gets out that gun, you're basically going to win. She's basically unkillable at that point. And in the raid, we had some fun with it yesterday. But first, a quick word from our sponsor, me. That's right. This episode is sponsored by Tribe Talks, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, allegedly, podcast that goes on a weekly basis. We try to get in members of the community that are prominent. We have had people on such as Calvin Olsen, and Xaereth, and Tassinix, and Eggnards, though nobody really cared about Eggnard's opinion. If you are interested, please do take a look at the Tribe Talks podcast. It is hosted up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on this YouTube channel. Make sure you give it a follow and perhaps, I don't know, leave a review. Be scathing if you like. I get off on that. As you can see over here, this was us playing on the stream last night. We were all having a jolly good time. All you have to do is get to the point that Jocasta Nu whips out her gun and she will clear the rest of the actual raid for you. You don't really have to worry. It takes an element of RNG out of it. So there we go. We managed to whip out the gun. Good prospects over there for everybody involved, and we just need to wait for Granny to take turns. They're going to have a hard time finishing her off. Of course, they could get Order 66 on her and all that sort of good business, but you should be able to get done pretty easily, because once you do it once, it is plain sailing from there. You see we've got 21 stacks right now. Okay, it's gone down to 14 stacks of execute. That's okay. Let's see if we can get rid of Apo. Nearly, but I think Granny's about to take a turn. Wait for it, wait for it. Here we go. Come on. Granny, take a turn. There we go. So there you go. Straight away, you're not supposed to be able to have that ability. Basically takes everybody out, which is nice. We can finish off the thing, and there she goes. She's there again. You can just pick it up and throw it again. Now, she doesn't actually hold a gun for just to see the animation, so it's kind of funny, but it's definitely enjoyable, and it makes these raid runs very, very simple. She'll have it every single time she takes a turn. So it's rather wonderful, guys. It's rather wonderful. So yeah, take the good with the bad, as they say. It's just a bit of a shame, I guess, in the long run, because this update has been pretty nutty in terms of what we've experienced, right? What we've experienced. Obviously, we've had the new Colosseum come in. That's been full of bugs. You know, like the ATST, the Pirate ATST was causing all sorts of issues, constantly causing me, at least. I don't know about you guys at home, but it was causing me to lose attempts in the Colosseum, because I'd go ahead, try and do a move, and as soon as the ATST took a turn, it just froze. They seem to have addressed the 1 damage situation, so now scores are actually getting up quite a bit higher than they used to, which is a really good positive change. Feels a little bit less like we're on rails, so it's good that they are addressing some of those bugs there like that. We also had bugs, like I said, with Jocasta Nu. We've also had instances where there's ridiculous levels of lag in the game, causing people to lose their GAC matches and stuff like that. Not ideal, not ideal, but right now, it should be expected. There's been a massive update, and they've gone away for the holiday period. Now, should we really have had massive update followed by a holiday? Maybe not, who knows, but we don't run the game, CG does. All in all, I was having fun with some of the new datacrons that come to the game. The attacker one is wild. If you haven't seen my video from yesterday, go watch that, because watching Ray drop entire teams for millions of damage, like 1.2 million damage AoE, full wiping Relic 9 Pirate King Hondo teams. That is the stuff of chef's kiss. Do you know what I mean? All I'm saying is, I'm going to try and not be so negative like I have been recently. I do actually still love playing the game. I think, you know, I've put a lot into this game, a lot of time, money, blood, sweat, tears, all that sort of business, and I want to continue to enjoy it. The anniversary update might not have been the best on initial release. I'm hoping that CG will make learnings from this and make it a better game in the long run, okay? And as long as we can maintain, you know, constructively critical about stuff, then I think that can be a place that we can land to. Okay, CG have been very open about taking on feedback. They've had direct lines of conversations with a bunch of the content creators about how to make this a better game. So if you guys can give us good feedback to pass on to them, fantastic. We'll do our best to try and make it into a better game for the future. I do think that you guys are really handsome, beautiful, and I wish you all a very nice Thanksgiving. See you all in the very next video, baby. Big love.